The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Monday, the 20th day of September, 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Linders. I'm Jamillah Hartman, along with the Michaela Ian and Leanna Lambert, who will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break. Michaela, first day of the traditional work week. How goes it?
It goes well. Today is a good day. I feel a slight breeze, got on something that ain't sleeveless, got a little sleeve going, ready for some cooler weather. As much as I love the summer, as much as I love the beach, listen, I'm ready.
You're ready for fall. No, see,
I'm ready. We don't have fall, to be honest.
I've got to figure it out, folks. I've got to figure it out. She is ready because her birthday, right? You know what I'm saying? It's all about the birthday. It's coming up, so December, I tell you.
Yes. But no, I really like I always say, summer is about the bodies. Fall, winter is about the clothes. And I'm not a big fashion girl anymore. I like really classic things, but just like a really nice structured blazer, some nice skinny pants, beautiful boots, nice scarves, a nice trench coat, beautiful leather bag. Like, yes, I'm about it.
You're making me miss living up in the Northeast.
Same. That's my favorite part. Like, I would go to Toronto at least once a quarter, and let me tell you, ready. The fits are ready.
and see, when we were moving to Florida, I always said, I'm gonna miss the Northeast because I love fall. Is my favorite season. If you've never heard me say it before, like if I can live in a fall climate year round, I would be in my happy space. Like that's my favorite season. It's what happens prior and after.
That's
the issue. So if I can like live somewhere where, folks, tell me where it's fall year round, and I'll do my best to get there. Trust me.
Listen, but like
happy Jamel.
True. People hate on winter. Like, I love winter fashions. Me and my cousin Yelena talk about it all the time. And when I ever do live in a place where there is winter and snow, you best believe I'm gonna have a driver, because I'm not dealing with all that. I can live there as long as I have someone to drive me around, de-ice the car, take me from my door to where I need to go. But if I don't have that, no.
Folks, as you can tell, this week, although Bermuda and Florida, where I'm at, doesn't have a real fall, or but it is the end of summer, of the official end of summer, I should say. This week, I think Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, Wednesday.
Tomorrow, isn't it?
Is tomorrow? Well, I don't
21st. Tomorrow's the 21st. Okay.
All right, whatever. It's this week. I did say the 20th, right? So anyway, good morning to everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Good one to begin the week as the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation's Jamillah Lodge. She's stopping by with Pinky from the Pink Salon Pink. They're coming by to discuss the Streetwise MBA program. The daily play is a Who Said It. So Michaela is guessing the author of a famous quote. And folks,
what you got to say? Because you saw me last week.
Yeah, we got her. We've got her. And this one is a tribute. This is a tribute to our brother Phil Truck. This one this week. We've got her. We've got her.
If you say so, we shall see.
Yeah. So this is gonna be interesting today. But folks, let's get the conversation started.
Yes.
It is Monday, and Leanna's gonna have more details of this in her news break. But condolences to the for families. And as I always say, not just the families, but the entire community of Bermuda who's mourning the loss of 4 more people due to the coronavirus pandemic. Sincere condolences to everyone. But let's get into the convo. And the reason I reach out to Michaela and I say these things, I'm like, Kales, I think we need to have this discussion. Is because I observe a lot. Believe it or not, I actually do. I take time to observe, and I observe that so many of us, or so many people, because I can't consider, I like Monday just as much as I do Friday, honestly. But so many people look forward to Friday because it's the last day of work, which tells me a couple things. Either they hate their job or they're burnt out, right? Either way, it's pretty bad. Or they love their families and want to spend more time with their family. But that said, I see those statuses on social media, and then I see on the weekend people doing just as much work on a weekend or legit doing nothing. So the question for the audience today, right? And it's an important question, folks. This is an important question because we speak about work-life balance, but do we really know how it works? Do we know how it works? So here's your question for the day. What do you do to unwind on weekends? What do you do to unwind? And Michaela and I have been reading some articles, so we can share some stuff from like Inc.com and Business Insider with you of what they say successful people do or how we probably have been doing it all wrong, right? What do you do, folks? What do you do to unwind on weekends? Kales, I know you've got something good for us.
I'm just really interested to hear people's responses because like you have the type of person who's like, yes, it's Friday, I'm going to go happy hour. And then they go happy hour and then they go out and then they get home some hour in the morning and then no diss, because I used to do this when I was younger, like I'm talking about 10 plus years ago. And then they're in their bed half of Saturday. And then if it's the summertime, maybe they're on a boat and then they're going out again that night. And then next thing you know, it's Sunday evening and all you've done all weekend is drink. You know what I mean? And like I said, I used to do that when I was younger. And now the idea of packing a weekend like that is like absolutely not to me.
Yeah,
absolutely not. So like what I tend to do really Friday nights, I don't do anything. I'll usually have takeout. I'll get a bottle of wine. Maybe I'll watch something on Netflix. Saturdays. So it was interesting because that article that you brought up in Inc., a lot of times people will clean on the weekend. They'll do their chores. And it recommends you don't do that. And so for me, I don't do any cleaning. I don't like to clean. It's just not my thing. So on the weekends, generally like on a Saturday, like if I don't have the kids, my Saturday morning, I spend doing things for my business so that I can get ahead for the week ahead. So maybe that is batching out social media posts. Maybe that is catching up on trainings for a mastermind that I'm in. Maybe it is batching some videos and that kind of thing. I love brunch. Brunch is a big thing for me, but really I just like to maybe have 1 or 2 things on my schedule and that's it, because I don't want Sunday at 3:00 to come around or 4:00 and then I'm scrambling, haven't done groceries, haven't done laundry, no food's prepared because I'm out here doing the most. I don't like that. I don't subscribe to that. So I think there's like a balance between relaxing to catch yourself, but still having some sort of structure.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because you mentioned the Friday thing, and most of us have been there, right? We Friday after work, happy hour, like getting so plastered, you don't wake up to Saturday afternoon. You've lost part of your weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what I do weekends. Weekends, I just don't want to. I don't do anything, but obviously I have to do work because as an entrepreneur, you're always working. Football season, there's 2 kinds of football on right now. You've got European Premier League and you've got NFL. So sports does take up a lot of my weekend. What I found interesting though, Michaela, I believe it was the Business Insider article. And folks, if you want us to share the article on our social media, give us a yes, and we will do that. But one of the things I found interesting is it said we should actually plan our weekends.
Yes.
I found that because me, it's like, look, and I'm married to a lady who is just all about planning, and I'm probably the anti that. I'm like, whatever, dog. Like, we'll do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta?
Yeah, no.
That's how I am, and it annoys her to no end. But for me, it's less stressful. But it actually says, folks, these articles actually say that we should be planning our weekends. Like you don't even realize that your workday is planned. Yeah. When you go to work you're expected at work at 9. That's planned, right? And then at 5, when you go, if that's traditional, it's planned for you. So why don't we plan our weekends? If we planned our weekends, we will actually be more productive, right?
Absolutely. And this is the thing, like when we talk about successful people, all the entrepreneurs that I know who do very well, and when I say very well, I mean they're making multiple 6 figures in their business, some up to $1 million and more. They have routines that they have set for every day. And on the weekend, that doesn't stop. So like for me on a weekend, yes, I might want to sleep in a little bit more. And when I say sleep in, that means I don't wake up at 6. It might mean I wake up at 7:15, 7:30 instead. Yeah. I'm still getting up. I'm still drinking my water. I'm still doing my affirmations, my gratitudes. I'm having my cup of coffee at about the same time I would have it anyway, because that's what my body is used to. And I think when we completely abandon structure, here comes Monday morning and we're just like, oh my God. When in reality, if you kind of keep the same routine, if you will, it makes for a much better Monday morning in my experience anyway.
Yeah. And I think that is something that I've had to learn as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
David Michael Wilson says, to unwind, I unplug the electronics and mainly lounge around. Well, one of the articles actually said, hey, folks, unplug the electronics, like put your phone down for a bit, right?
I wish I could do that. And Jason teases me endlessly for years because I'm so glued to my phone. And I like always have this fantasy of like going away to a off the grid place. And he's like, there's no way that you could ever do that.
I try that every time I travel.
I just can't.
It's hard. It's hard. Karen Simmons, she says, reading, sleeping more, and spend time with my family, not in that order. But in one of the articles, it actually said, as part of planning, like even make it doesn't have to be reading, but make it part of it. Like, let's say at 10 a.m. on Saturday, I'm going to read my book for an hour. Like, planning something like that. Now, one of the things it did say, both articles touched on, a lot of people may think that resting on the weekend is good. They said it's actually not. It's actually not to rest all weekend.
Yes, to schedule it. Like I schedule my naps. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I do. And I schedule them for when Javi is having a nap, because Javi, my youngest son, is like on 100, right? And so I have to make sure that I schedule his naps. And so then when he's having his nap, I will lay down. And like you messaged me yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna take a quick nap real quick because it's time. And I know that that's just gonna recharge me, and I'm just gonna wake up and I'm gonna feel so much better. And I do schedule this, honestly.
Indeed. Yeah, I sure did, folks. She legit said what she just said. She's like, all right, I'm about to take a quick nap. And it was a quick nap because she must have hit me up like an hour later or something.
Yeah.
But no,
it just makes me more productive,
Yeah. Carla John says, on good weather weekends, you can tell she lives in a cold place, folks. On good weather weekends, I try to get out to remote areas to fly my drone. I'm fully immersed, so it feels like a break from everything else. I love that. And I've seen, we're personally connected on Facebook and stuff, and she really does some good work with her drone, and it's just a hobby, it seems like. Angeline Butler says, like Michaela, I don't do anything on Friday evenings, but then read, massage essential, spend time with family, home maintenance. Folks, let's talk about massage, because
listen,
Michaela actually has reminded me on more than one occasion in the last few months, man, I got a monthly massage. Folks, it's not, I know some people think of it as a luxury, right?
It's not.
I remember I'm going to use Tamara and her movement moment, right? It has been so influential for me. And I mentioned last week how just me, I'm not an adventurous person. So me on an ATV ride through mountains and doing that, what's that thing?
Zip line. And I was so shocked.
Yeah, that's not me. But I enjoyed every minute of it. And that simply came from, you know what? I listen and observe and I'm like, maybe this person's onto something, right? I say that because a massage, I grew up thinking, oh, that's a luxury. It's like, going and getting a haircut or like, and it's not, it's actually something that we probably all should have in our insurance plans.
Yes. Yes. I mean, there are massages that are covered certain places, but like for me, like you said, there are people who think it's an absolute luxury to do this. And when I view it as self-care, like I put it in my budget every month. I mean, I go once a month. Ideally, I can start going twice a month and then every Friday because it's so important for me. And you can do it without spending a ton of money. I think people think, oh, getting a massage equals, going to Willow Stream and spending $300 every time you go. When in reality, you don't have to do that.
No, you really don't. And yep, this team here, folks, is a monthly massage. Kathy Rogers says, summertime, I relax on the beach most afternoons, and winter watch NFL. Relaxing weekend there. Carla John, I get salty if I get even one work email on the weekend. Put the phone on. Don't look at those work emails. Michelle White, the days are blending because we are working from home, no separation, but we keep our routines. Take out Friday night. Saturday, we get up and have real conversation around late breakfast. Sundays and even later breakfast and more family conversation. Myself, I work on the business. That sounds like a great routine, but the key word is routine.
Yes, routine. Because she has it. It's a structure, and this is what they do. Like for me, my boys, they love, especially Javi, loves croissants, right? He's his mother's bougie child. So on the weekends, that's what I make him, right? Well, I don't make him from scratch because it's just too hot for all that. But like I buy frozen ones, and he has croissants every Saturday morning. I'll have a little croissant with my coffee, and that's just that's what we do. And he looks forward to it every single weekend.
I you know what? That's a part of his routine. He knows weekends and getting my croissant. Terry K says every 2 weeks I take a self-care weekend where I do personal grooming. There we go. Like, and this is in no way, it's weird because it's all coming through. This is in no way to promote that, folks, because at the end of the day, if it's not in everyone's budget. That's why I said.
But this is the thing, like self-care. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but self-care doesn't have to be expensive. Like I can go to a spa and get a full body scrub, or I can plug it into my routine and do it myself. So like for me on Sundays, I'm making sure that I'm deep cleansing my skin. I'm doing an exfoliant. I'm doing a complete body scrub. Maybe I'm doing a treatment on my hair, etc. And that's what my Sunday evenings are for. When the kids are winding down for bed, I'm taking over the bathroom and I'm doing what I need to do for me so that I can sleep well on Sunday night and show up on Monday morning as my best self. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money.
Everything you just said led to that point. And I want to emphasize what she just said, folks. Everything she does on her weekend leads her to being her best self on Monday morning.
Yes.
That is key.
It's very important to me because if I go away from the routine, and maybe this makes me sound not spontaneous and I'm okay with that, because like if I go out on a Saturday night and I drink too much, I'm a mess on Sunday. And then I cannot do what I need to do. And then I'm mad at myself because I'm like, why did you go out? Why did you have more than 3 drinks? Like, why did you do this? And so, I mean, because of COVID, obviously I'm not going anywhere, but I like structure. I really like routine.
Yeah. Let's go back. We got a lot of comments. Let's try to get through some of these comments. Sure. Edna says, yes, love sports this time of year. Big sports fan there. It's a great time for sports. Sam Cat Play says, days are all over the place with remote learning and working. Most work gets done early morning or late evening when kids are done with schooling. I have an understanding boss. Weekends are takeout, watching movies or TV series, chilling with family and talking to girlfriends. Catch up time. Look, it's again, what I'm noticing, consensus from the audience, which is a great thing based on the article, is routines. It's routines.
You there, Jamal?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Maybe it was me.
Having Wi-Fi problems over there. Bobby Painter says, I wish I could do that, but rest is a must because it definitely feels like we won't have time for it. And I think it's challenging because honestly, folks, I like doing nothing on weekends.
Yeah.
I mean, Janae Pereira says, Nat, what is that? Right? I love doing nothing on weekends. Like if I can lay down and just watch sports all weekend, but I have to work. I have to go get a massage. I have to get out with my wife, and we have to, like what we do, like traditionally before the pandemic, we would do Friday date night down in a certain area we like to go, and obviously that was impacted. So there's routines, but one thing I think to end this conversation, I want to highlight for folks something that Michaela said. If nothing else you take from this convo, and I don't even think she understood how important it was when she said it, I'm going to repeat it, was everything we do on a weekend should allow us to be refreshed and our best selves on Monday morning. Like that right there is the whole purpose of unwinding and resetting.
Yes.
It should allow. If it doesn't allow us, and this is a harsh reality right here, then we need to reconsider what it is we're doing Monday through Friday. That's
Absolutely.
not allowing us to do what we need to do for our own benefit on a weekend. Would you agree, Michaela?
I agree 100%. I think a lot of times we look at the weekend as though we can stay up a little bit later and sleep in, and then we can hang out a little bit more. And that's all fine. However, if come Monday morning, you're struggling and you're unprepared and you haven't done the things that you needed to do to set yourself up for a productive, successful week, then was it worth it? I say no.
Okay. She says no, folks. Sheikah Rana says, I miss my monthly massage. Need to get that back into my routine. Janae Paradis tells no lies, folks. She says massages are never long enough.
No, they are not.
Angie can agree. It's massage. Everyone needs massages. Kathy Rogers, massages definitely a must and must. I don't know if she still does it, but Kathy, I heard she does a good massage, folks. I don't know if she still does it.
Angie does too.
Oh, really? Well, we've got some masseuse in the audience, folks. Sam Cat Play says, I love that, Michaela. Sunday self-care evenings. And let's wrap it up with our sister, Sherry Vanderpool. Yes, Kales. I had a whole dove and butterfly self-care yesterday.
Yes.
Rub down, felt so good. Let's bring Leanna in the building. Let's tease a bit before we bring her on. So Leanna and weekends, folks. Leanna and weekends. If you know Leanna, we worked weekends all summer. So she's probably just finding out what a weekend is again right now. Lee, how are you?
I am wonderful, but you couldn't be more right. Like this weekend was like the first weekend I got a chance to, I love this conversation. I got a chance to unwind and return to the things that I actually love to do on the weekend. So I've had a jam-packed weekend of self-care and relaxing.
Yes.
And whatnot. Saturday, I made a wonderful brunch for myself.
Love it.
And which was amazing. And yesterday I got a chance to go for a wonderful run in the morning, and I went for a swim. So like
nice.
That was everything. Kales, I agree with you on the self-care, because normally I would do a face mask on Sunday, walking around looking like a crazy person. Thank God I live by myself.
Listen, you should see my boy's reactions with the face mask. Good Lord. Every time.
Love a face mask. Love a face mask. But no, this weekend was a return to normalcy for myself.
Yes.
So that was amazing. And again, preparing for this week, I feel rejuvenated. I feel relaxed. I feel ready for whatever this week has to bring.
And you're happy to see us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Anyway, let's get to the news break.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you feel refreshed, because again, you all, are the hardest working people in business. And people don't understand, like you all have full-time jobs. This is a full-time job. I don't care if people think it's only for an hour or a few minutes, it's work. So we appreciate you. And self-care is important to keep it going. Over to you, Lee.
Thanks, Jamillah, Michaela, and happy Monday to everyone that's tuned in with us today. We know things are quite intense at the moment, but it's the last day of summer, and we hope everyone is having a great start to their day. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for our daily hour news break. Health officials sadly confirmed another 4 COVID-19 related deaths this weekend, bringing the death toll to 42 as the island recorded another 259 cases. The active number of cases of the virus has soared to a record-breaking number of 1,427, with 51 people in hospital and now 12 in the intensive care. Now, outbreaks of the virus have also been reported in several long-term care homes, affecting residents as well as staff. Nursing homes are being monitored heavily by health officials, and Health Minister Kim Wilson has urged unaffected facilities to develop an outbreak control plan. She said that the island is not facing a shortage of testing supplies, but community testing is to be scaled back to ensure reliable testing is maintained. Now, many have taken to social media to call on government to lock the island down. However, Premier David Burt said resorting to a lockdown was not planned, as we have means available now to protect ourselves. Registrations for the vaccinations have increased, and the Premier stated that he had requested more supplies of the vaccine from government health with the exception of them with the expectation of them reaching the island by the end of the month. Now, due to the surge in cases, many had been hit by critical staff shortages, requiring government support on staffing, equipment, and supplies. And because of this, Minister Wilson said walk-ins were not being accepted for testing. Now, those in need of time-sensitive outbound travel tests are asked to use private labs. In light of all of this news, government is seeking support staff from other jurisdictions to help Bermuda's overstretched health service. Now, in a press release last night by the Premier, he said that his office is coordinating an effort to source relief staff from other jurisdictions to ease the demands on our nursing staff in particular. Now, he said right now our principal concern is the healthcare system and especially the hospital, acknowledging the journey will be long for some patients battling the coronavirus. And he said that we should be very concerned about their care. The Premier said the hospital must also be able to attend to the acute care of needs of others. And police are appealing for witnesses after two men were taken to hospital following a crash yesterday evening. Police say that just before 8 o'clock, officers responded to an accident involving two motorcycles on South Shore Road, just east of the Lit restaurant. Now, they say that details are limited at this time, but reports are that two motorcycles headed in opposite directions collided near the junction of South Shore Road and Glenwood Park Lane in Warwick Parish. Now, one of the riders, a 46-year-old male, reportedly sustained a broken arm and was in and out of consciousness. The second rider, a 21-year-old male, was reportedly alert and had suffered only minor injuries. Both men were treated at the scene by emergency personnel and then taken to hospital. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 83 and a low near 74 degrees. We can look forward to a sunny start to the week. Today, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds with a slight chance of a stray shower. A ridge of high pressure continues to build over the island. North-northeasterly winds will veer northeasterly, introducing slightly cooler and less humid air with mostly dry and bright conditions during the next few days as summer winds down. However, we'll continue to closely monitor Tropical Storm Peter, which is lingering to our distant southeast. That's all for our daily hour news break. Let's head back to Jamal and Michaela in the studio for today's Daily Focus.
All right. Thanks so much for that, Lee. And just want to touch on the beginning of what you spoke about, because I want people to understand right now that the world, not just Bermuda, not just Florida, not just the UK, but so many people in so many places have experienced the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. But during these times, regardless of our views, let's find it within our hearts to remember those on the front line, so often forgotten.
Yes.
Those who are stressed and stretched to no end, who are risking their lives to save even those who may oppose the very work they're doing. So let's be considerate, show compassion, and be empathetic to others. Lee, thank you for today. And
You're welcome. See
All
you tomorrow,
right.
guys.
All right.
Bye, Lee.
We'll be right back after this. Jamillah Lodge from the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation and Kidist Pinky Emery of Salon Pink will be with us in a few. Do not go anywhere.
Nuco is a company impressively dedicated to the production of coconut concoctions. Their motto is coconuts for life, and however that resonates, it seems to have done the trick for vegan snack lovers. Nuco uses 3 ingredients in their wraps: pure organic and GMO-free coconut meat, coconut water, and unrefined virgin coconut oil. Nuco extols them as the all-natural alternative to bread and tortillas. This month we're featuring gluten-free Nuco organic coconut wraps in a 5-pack. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
All right, welcome back to the big show. She's Michaela Ian. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindo's. Thanks again to everyone who continues to tune in. If you appreciated the conversation this morning, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Without further ado, let's bring our guest for the day. We have Kidist Pinky Emery, Salon Pink, and we have Jamillah Lodge of the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation joining us. Good morning, my friends. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful.
Morning.
Wonderful.
Good morning. Hi, Pinky. Hi, Jamillah.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good.
I want to say something about both of them first. So I've seen Pinky all over in so many different videos on social media. I feel privileged to finally have her on the Daily Hour.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. And then there's Jamillah, who how long have I been hoping she would say yes to just come on? I don't know. She just doesn't like the camera. I'm going to say, not the show, the camera. But thank you both. Honestly, thank you both for coming
for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
and for those
for
who don't
having
know,
us, yes.
Let's just start off. Just tell people who you are, what you do. Let's start with you, Pinky, just for the audience, for those who may not know. Tell them who you are, what you do, what your business is.
My name is Kidist Emery. Most know me as Pinky, and I own Salon Pink, Bermuda's first training salon. We are located on Parliament Street, and to date we have trained 6 Bermudians that are out in the industry. Most work for me, the rest are out in the industry. And at the minute, we are really super excited because we have a successful apprentice with us now that will be starting at Bermuda College soon. So yeah, that's my story.
Love it. And Jamillah, just give the people, let the people know who you are and what you do, please.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Jamillah Lodge. I'm the Communication and Development Director for Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. And I love my job because I get to work with entrepreneurs like Pinky, like Jamel, and like Michaela. So that's what I do. I help the organization manage its communications, and we run development programs at BEDC. And so one of the things that we want to talk about today is one of those programs that support entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. So let's just get right into it. Let's talk about this Interise Bermuda Accelerator. What is it?
So this is our rebrand of a program that we have been part of for, I want to say, the last 4 years. Initially, it was a license that was purchased through the Bermuda College to deliver the Streetwise MBA curriculum. And people are like, oh, an MBA in 13 weeks? What is that? Well, technically, what it is basically taking you through what you would do if you went to a graduate program, but it's focused specifically on your business. So that's why it's Streetwise. You get straight to the point, and you don't spend any time on case studies that don't apply. It's very much specific to your specific business. So at the end of the 13 weeks, you have an opportunity to have a strategic growth action plan, which could help propel your business to the next level. So that's what we're doing. We're relaunching it as an accelerator program because, drum roll, we used to have to charge because, of course, there's a license fee to be able to offer the program. But BEDC is going to now sponsor the entire cost for people interested in participating. So we're like, okay, this is our version of an accelerator because it is a growth program and it's for businesses that have been in business for at least 3 years and have at least one other employee besides themselves and have accumulated about $100,000 in sales annually. So we're really excited about it, and we're looking forward to running the next cohort, which would start in November this year.
Absolutely. So I know you just gave a little bit of information about, who it is, what the criteria is. Can you expand a little bit more on that?
Yeah. So basically, we, as you may know, we have an incubator program, which we run for a year, and it's to support businesses who have an idea. Maybe that's it. That's all they have, an idea, or businesses that are 1 year and younger. And so what we try to do at BEDC is support businesses no matter what stage of development they're in. And so with the Streetwise MBA or the Enterprise Bermuda Accelerator, this is our response to those businesses who are in like poised for growth, if you will. So they're been in business, they know what they're doing, they pretty much have it down pat, but they're like, what do I need to do, or what can I do to take it to the next level? And so this is our attempt at supporting them along that journey so that at the end of it, they have a full roadmap at what they need to do in order to be able to take their business to the next level and actually grow it. So that's the whole point. It's spend 13 weeks with us. We will support you. We will take you through develop curriculum. So at the end of that time frame, you have a strategic growth action plan that if you do, then you will see success, you will see growth. And that's what we want. We want to be able to help businesses to scale.
Absolutely. So can you talk about how this program is beneficial to entrepreneurs?
I don't know. Maybe I should let Pinky tell you this. Look, I always say I can tell you, but I mean, hearing it from someone who's actually been through it, it makes more sense. Like, they're like, whatever, Jamillah, be quiet. But
okay, so for me, the program was extremely beneficial because one of the first things they asked us was what's our personal goals versus our business goals. And that was such, like, it was major because you realize that was like the one time you realize, like, whoa, your personal goals and business goals have to align in order for you to feel fulfilled, right? And then one of the other things that were, that made sense was your exit strategy. Now, most people open up businesses and they think, oh, I'm just going to open it. It's going to make me some, I'm tired of making money from my boss. I'm going to open it. It's going to make me all the money and everything is going to be great. And then they realize that they become so intertwined in the business that the business becomes them and they haven't scaled. They're 20 years in and the business isn't sellable. And so I know some people don't think of it that way in the beginning, but it really helped me realize back then that, okay, this is my business, it's my baby and all the things, but this is my stepping stone to go to the next thing. And I need to make sure that this thing is scaled so I can get out of it and move along to whatever is next. Or I could stay in it. And if anything happens one day, I can actually sell this and it can make me something. So those were two major things that set with me, especially, and some of my fellow cohort members. We still talk about this sort of things to today, and it really honed in also into the finances of things, right? Like if it doesn't make dollars and cents, it doesn't make sense, and everyone focuses on what comes into the business, all the revenue. Oh, I make this, I make that. You hear people say all the time, they're a 6-figure entrepreneur and blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, so what are the expenses? Because when the revenue meet the expenses, the bit in the middle is what matters, right? And, we're in weird times right now where expenses are going up for loads of things across the world. Production's a problem, shipping's an issue, it's costing more, all these things. And so the revenue is going to, one thing I learned throughout the program is that the revenue is going to come to the door every day, no matter what. Whether you make enough or whether you make too much or whether you bring in just enough, the revenue will come to the door. But the expenses, the fluctuating of expenses and trying to keep them clean is where the profit lies. And Streetwise MBA helped us to hone in big time on that. Like it was a lot of focus on the money and the financials and how are you going to exit out of this, which all makes sense, right? I think a lot of people don't realize that when you are an entrepreneur, your business finances are a reflection of you. So like if you went to the bank and it's like, okay, I want a mortgage, they're not going to ask you for your personal stuff. They ask you for your business finances. And if they don't look right, then who are you? Like to the bank, right? They're like, oh, well, we're not lending you anything. And it was all those things together was like, okay, so this thing needs to be able to scale. It needs to be able to work without me, and it needs to make financial sense. And it was one of the like defining moments that it was like, okay, is this business going to be a lifestyle business? Is it going to allow me to renovate my kitchen, buy a new car, put my child to school? Like that's a lifestyle business. Or is this business going to make me money? And the money you make obviously in business is what makes you money, what you do if it makes you money, right? So it was like so many questions as to, you know, you go into business with this massive passion and you want to change the world, and that's fine. You still need to do that. But financially, it needs to all make sense so that one day you can get that financial freedom of time that people don't realize that, you know, is needed. Because when you own a business, you are the visionary and you have to be able to excel that thing forward. And in order to do that, you need to get clear. And in order to get clear, you can't be in the grind, like busting your backside, you know, like it just doesn't work like that. So this was a lot of the things that Streetwise brought to me.
Can I do this a lot with Michaela, so I've got to do it with you. I observe and I listen to people when you're speaking, and I want to highlight what you said. And I'm not promoting by any, because I don't even know this author, but I'm reading this book right now, right? You probably can't see it. It's called Built to Sell, right? Okay. The author's, I just lost my bookmark that came out with my page. But anyway, I'll just start reading it over. But you just stated what the it says on the front page: create a business that can thrive without you. Folks.
Yes.
If nothing else, what Kidist, Pinky, Emery said just now, if nothing else, take that home with you. And the fact you're saying, you know, these are the kind of things learned in this program tells me this program is worth every minute or second you have. Seriously, not every cent, but every minute you have. That was an important point. So I just want to emphasize that. Sorry, Michaela.
No, it's fine. I love that because Pinky and I have had many a conversation about that. And so that's a very important thing to bring up because there's so many people who start businesses and end up living that solopreneur freelancer life and they cannot step away from it. And if they're not there, they don't make the money. So
Michaela, let's go back to a point you made last week as well, because remember last week we had some entrepreneurs on and we spoke about the challenges in Bermuda with people giving bad reviews. And we spoke like people, what she just said and everything she said also is not everyone in business is making $1 million or even making close to that. Some businesses are only making what a salary would be, right? So we have to keep in context. So what she explained just now and learning the difference between revenue and profit. Take heed, folks. Take heed. Sorry again. Go ahead.
No, Pinky's a wise one for sure. So Jamillah, can you tell us about who the instructors are for this program? Who's actually teaching it?
Sure. So we have T. Oganyemi. He was the vice president of corporate banking at Butterfield for a long time. He is now an entrepreneur. He does real estate. He facilitates for us. So we're very grateful to have him on our team. I'm also a facilitator, and we are looking at getting Kalina Outerbridge trained up to facilitate the course as well. And so, but this upcoming cohort will be facilitated by T, and Kalina will be auditing it. And one thing that I really like about the curriculum that we use, it's very prescriptive. So you don't have to figure it out, right? This is tried and true, it's proven. So it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's kind of what it is with the curriculum. And so because it's so prescriptive, you're able to cover those key points that Pinky mentioned, like the things that make sense for a business and what you need to focus on with growth. It's like, yeah, we already know you're passionate about your business. We're not teaching you that. We're not here to facilitate that. We're here to help remind you of those things that are going to help you to take your business to the next level. Like, how much money are you making? How much are you spending? Where are you spending that money? And does it make sense where you're spending that money? Because sometimes people are just doing stuff because that's just how they did it, right? But then when you take time to take a step back and analyze that data, you can realize that, oh my God, I've been spending all this money buying this product that nobody is even buying because that's just what I've always done. So it's really an opportunity to look at exactly what your business is doing, why you're doing it, and what you should be doing. So you're getting into the point where you can work on the business as opposed to in it. And that's really the key phrase, if you will, because you're taking the time to step back, look at your business as a whole, and then make some strategic decisions about how you're going to take it to the next level. Even if that means scaling outside of Bermuda, even if that means in some instances, we had one entrepreneur. It was a family-owned business, like Pinky said, over 20 years in business. And her assumption was that she was going to leave it to her, the family, the kids, the next generation, only to realize that nobody was interested. So if that was so that was your succession plan, when were you going to actually action that? Right? Because now you're left with that fact that if you want the business to thrive, you have to be in it forever. And so going through the process of understanding that gave her an opportunity to reflect and say, well, no, I don't want to do this. And if there is no one in my family that wants to take on this responsibility, then what does it look like for me to package it so I can sell it? So it's those kind of in-depth kind of conversations you get to have with yourself from day one, from the start of it.
Indeed.
Speaking about the facilitators, I do want to make a point. So the difference, I would say, with this particular program and others is that it's not teaching, right? It's facilitation. So the CEOs like Pinky, they do the work. And one of the things, the key elements with the program is called CEO mentoring groups. And so Pinky referenced it when she said some of her cohorts, probably they still get together and talk about the challenges that they experience and how to resolve those challenges. It's because in addition to the facilitation and going through the coursework, you are also working in the CEO mentoring groups. So you're supporting each other throughout this process. So you're not alone. You have these other CEOs who may have similar challenges, or they may have already solved the issue that you're having. And so the benefit of being in this together is that you're like, oh yeah, this is what I did to fix that. And you're like, okay, great. So it really does create an opportunity for you to develop camaraderie, networks, if you will, to kind of get you to the next level or the next stage in your business.
Indeed. If you have any questions or comments for Jamillah or Pinky, please shoot them through, and I will definitely make sure we get to them. Rosalind Famous says, asking, sorry, just joined. Don't know if this was mentioned. Will the program be online?
Yes. So we are. I'm so sad. And COVID is just disrupting everything, but we understand that we have to keep going. We have to keep moving. So we're looking at a blended curriculum. And since the course is not starting until November, of course, we're going to play it by ear. Safety, of course, is paramount. But in an ideal world, we will be in class together. It's a maximum of 15 in the class. So it's small enough. But in the event that is not possible, then of course, yes, it will be offered virtually.
All righty. Sheikha Rain is asking, is there a dollar threshold that defines lifestyle businesses?
I would say no. So my definition of a lifestyle business are, in most cases, they support localized lifestyles, right? So when I say that, I would say most of what they're doing, the strategy is around their location and where they are. They don't have any plans to go outside of that. So your mom and pop grocery store, for example, right? They're not providing services to someone overseas. So it's very much within their local environment. So in terms of a dollar figure, no, it's just who you're providing that support or services to. Once you start thinking outside of your local area, meaning how can I replicate this model overseas, et cetera, then you're thinking bigger and broader, and that usually expands that definition a little bit more. So it's less about the amount of money that you're making and more about who you're kind of servicing, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Pinky, question for you. Can you, what advice would you give someone considering this program?
What advice would I would say mindset. You have to be willing to change. You have to be open to the things that are coming your way and the things that you will learn. I know as an entrepreneur, if you're not open, then there's no change going to happen. And the one thing that COVID has taught us is that as an entrepreneur, you need to pivot like crazy. And this was realized by me a long time before COVID, right? Like things are not going to always go according to plan, but the goal remains the same. And I would say you have to be open to it. You have to schedule time. One major thing for me is mentorship. There are a lot of entrepreneurs out there that think they don't need mentors. And so I think a cohort like this is perfect because you can use your fellow, like Jamillah said, your fellow CEOs as your mentors. Like no one gets ahead alone. They just don't. And mentorship is so important. If someone is doing what you want to do or someone's doing what you are doing, they are perfect to be in your network and in your circle. So I would say to make sure you plan and schedule time to be completely invested in this program because it's important, especially if one day something, God forbid, an emergency happens and you have to sell your business for cash flow. You want to be able to do that, you know?
Indeed.
Can I also say one more thing? When I mentioned lifestyle business, I meant it from the dollar perspective, the amount of money. Like most people think they're going to go into business and make millions of dollars in profit. And that is what I meant. A lifestyle, like the dollar amount depends on what matters to you. But like if you go into business assuming that you're going to make $100,000 in profit a year, and you make $30,000 in profit a year, it depends on, like, from a financial perspective, how you divide up that profit, whether you give it to staff, whether you give it to yourself, what are you coming away with? And that's what I meant by lifestyle business. So sometimes they can provide you just a better lifestyle, the profit you make, or sometimes it could provide you more than a better lifestyle. That's what I meant when I said lifestyle business. And the dollar amount depends on you. It comes down to what matters to you.
Indeed. And Michaela, over to you.
I just want to know where people can find more information, how they can apply for this, entry requirements, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. So the biggest, I'll start with the entry requirements, of course, because that makes a big difference. Because if you're not ready, like Pinky said, it's a lot of work, you know. So if you're not mentally prepared and you can't allocate the time, then, you know, we'd encourage you to wait until you can allocate the time. Because you can only get out of it what you're willing to put in. And we've seen that happen. So 3 years in business, right? So you have something to show, you have revenue that's coming in, you have at least one other employee. So you as a self-employed person, and you have someone else that's on your payroll, and you're making at least $100,000 to $150,000 annually a year. So those are the criteria. You can find out all this information on our website at bedc.bm, and you'll see under programs, we have Enterprise Bermuda Accelerator. We are also going to be having an information session, a virtual information session this week on the 23rd. And so I would encourage everyone to register for that. It's free. We actually have a form that you can log on if you want more information. And also on that form is the registration for the information session. And so there you'll find out all the details, what the course looks like, what the commitment looks like. You'll meet T. You'll have conversations with other entrepreneurs who have taken the course. And so I really encourage those who are interested, or, you know, their interest might be piqued, to register for that information session so that they can find out more details. But all the information's on our website at bedc.bm.
All righty. Jamillah and Pinky, first off, I just want to say thank you not only for today's conversation, but continuing to have these conversations on a monthly basis. People find them extremely helpful, and they appreciate being able to engage and ask questions to learn more. So thank you guys for the partnership. Thank you for doing what you do and making sure that entrepreneurs like Pinky herself can come and be an actual advocate for the work that you're doing. So we appreciate you and look forward to more success with you and celebrating what you're doing over there at Salon Pink as well. So thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Can I just give a shout out to my mom? Today is her birthday. So I just want to say happy birthday, mommy. I love you.
Happy birthday, mom.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to your mom. Have a great one, guys.
All right, take care.
All right. Thanks again to Pinky and Jamillah once again, and happy birthday to her mom. We're going to take a break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back to wrap it up with a daily play, and you know we gotta.
I have my three children, a 27-year-old and an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old. I have to balance it out. I actually even stopped working Monday to Wednesday just so that I can put in time for the products and I put in time for my family. Because for me, my family comes first over anything. You know I have to run my business so that we can eat and everything, but my children come first. I let them even play a role when I'm making my products. Come on, get up. You can come help me mix it. Come help me put the label on it. So when we talk about inspiring your daughter or your children, I make my children get up there and see what it takes to run a business. Come on, Suri. This brand, Suri Shea & Co, is named after you. So you need to help me. You're gonna come, you can do this, put the labels on for me. You can do it. Even my little 4-year-old, I had him do it. Mommy, let me help. So I just let them help, and it teaches them the way.
All right, welcome back, and thanks again to Medical House One Communications, Lindos, and of course our partners today, Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, BDC. If you appreciated that conversation this morning, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Show some love for the folks. Great conversation. All the best to Pinky at Salon Pink, and props to the work that the BDC continues to do. You know what time it is?
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Heineken 0.0. Great taste, no alcohol. Folks, you know how it goes. If you get the answer before Michaela, you get a prize. Michaela, are you ready?
Born ready.
All right, it's a Who Said It, folks. Famous quote, art is the ability to tell the truth, especially about oneself. End quote.
You gonna drop a hint or what?
Yeah, you asked for one, I'll give you one. It's a comedian.
Dave Chappelle?
Close, but no cigar.
Close, but no
I'll
cigar.
give you one more hint. The comedian is no longer living. I'll read it one more time. Quote, art is the ability to tell the truth, especially about oneself. End quote.
Richard Pryor?
Yes, it is Richard Pryor. No, not Eddie Murphy. Richard Pryor, it is.
I was thinking Richard Pryor first, but then I was like, it kind of sounded like Dave Chappelle too.
So I knew someone was going to ask about Bernie Mac, but no, Richard Pryor, it is. And the reason I said tribute to Phil, because his name on Twitter right now is Richard's Pryor's.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I said tribute to Phil. But yeah, Richard Pryor, it's a very true quote though. Art is the ability to tell the truth, especially about oneself, folks.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on today's episode, Kils?
I thought today was a great episode. I love the conversation with Pinky. Pinky was my mentor during Ignite, and I've known her for a very long time. So it was great to have her on. Great to hear her thoughts about running a successful business, because she's done it for, I want to say 10 years now, maybe a little bit longer. I can't remember. Maybe it's been about 10 years. So it's just great to have that wisdom, that knowledge, and that sounding board, you know? And then as far as the weekend goes, it's like, structure is where it's at. And I think the sooner we realize that creating structure in our weekends, I think the better off it will be.
Indeed. Again, I appreciate it. I actually have my shirt on my entrepreneur shirt. It was actually a gift from one of our audience members, Charles.
Oh, that's very nice.
But yeah, I appreciate it. The weekends, folks. It just, and I understand. I want to go back to a comment that Manuela John said earlier, because she says, unfortunately, not everyone has a weekend to look forward to. Shift workers take whatever opportunities they can on weekends. Now that I'm retired, I can recognize weekends. Well, I mean, even shift workers at full time, their weekend may be Monday and Tuesday, whatnot.
Yeah.
But then there are people who have second jobs. I guess the point of the conversation is we shouldn't even be in positions where we can't have a weekend. Our bodies, the way humans are, we need breaks, right?
Yes.
But that touches on another problem that we face as a community and society. As far as BDC and Pinky, I appreciate conversations with entrepreneurs, especially ones who get it. So I love the relationship we have, and long may it continue. Kales, I know you have some inspiration for us.
I do. This is from Denzel Washington, and this is so true. You'll never be criticized by someone who's doing more than you. You'll always be criticized by someone doing less.
I mean, yeah, I'm very critical of the premier. I guess I am doing less than him. I guess I am doing that.
I don't think that's the context we're talking about.
Yeah, but no, that's a very true quote, and we have to be very careful of the criticism we take, and who's giving it to us. Feedback is crucial for our success and development, but that's a good one. Don't forget, tomorrow, folks, we'll have former Premier, the Honorable Paula Cox, in the building. Don't forget, also YouTube and BCG Radio only. All right.
Yes.
But former Premier Paula Cox, she doesn't do public often, so I am happy about her coming onto this platform to engage with all of you, and it should be a good one. But be sure to, if you don't already, go on YouTube, subscribe. If you haven't already, download the BCG Radio app. Speaking about BCG Radio app, it is Reggae Mondays. Oh, good reggae. Barris Hammond, Jacua, Bob Marley. Make sure you tune into BCG Radio. Enjoy your Monday. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, and Linders, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Michaela Ian. I'm Jamel Hartman. My friends, do make it a great day. Where's my mug? Hold on. Here we go. Make it a great day.